Am I going to have my rock card revoked if I say I've never heard Judas Priest? Did I ever have a rock card to begin with? I don't think I was ever issued one. Hello wonderful humans of the internet, how are we? My name is Sam Scott-Thorne and I'm a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on Patreon and various other social media platforms, and I'll put the handles down below and over there. That was short and sweet and a bit gritty. Now if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions, you can fast track reactions, become a reaction, there's special roles on my Discord, and you have access to all sorts of bonus content like my Vocal Anatomy 101 series where I teach you how the voice works. So consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Okay, Judas Priest. Yes, for my ultimate shame, I don't know if I've heard Judas Priest. If I have, I will know them audibly rather than titily. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know the names of the songs, but there's a good chance I'll have heard the songs. I'm hoping that's what's happening anyway. The only thing I do know about Judas Priest is that obviously they're metal. They're a metal band. The lead singer's called Rob Halford, I think. And they're from Birmingham. That's the word Birmingham in an awful, awful imitation of a Birmingham accent. Brummy. Is it Brummy? I think it's called Brummy. Anyway, let's go and listen to them. I've chosen Painkiller live at Wacken 2015. So we're going to go and listen to that and see what we think. The crowds at Wacken are enormous.
Wacken, Germany, how about one more song?
Hold on.
One more song, Wacken, what do you say?
Hold on. I thought they were from Birmingham. He sounds American. Have I got this ass backwards? Do I need to check this? Either that is not Rob, or Rob has lived in America so long he's got an American accent, or what he's doing is that like crowd voice where it just sounds American. I don't know. Anyway.
What do you want to hear? What?
Oh, it's the drummer.
What?
Okay, extra 20 points for doing the little cat blip, sticky tongue out thing from the guitarist. I don't know, I'm a simple man, simple pleasures. That drummer, who may very well be American, is incredible. That fast double pedal, I'm assuming, just unbelievable. Wow, okay, I'm going to enjoy this. What? Okay, I mean, I may have heard them before. This is wild though. The body does not match the voice. Do you know what this puts me in mind of? Is a little bit of what were they called? King Diamond. Puts me in mind of King Diamond, the song Halloween. I've only heard one of their songs, but it's got that really bright, really textured sound. So we're pulling that larynx up to get that brightness of sound. And then what you're doing is you're pushing air through quite a relaxed larynx, even though it's lifted quite high. And the false vocal folds are allowed to kind of just go, right? Creates that textured sound. So you get that kind of sound. Really, really cool though. It's very like characterful. He'd make a great voice actor. Ooh, that like straight down. He lifted the texture off. I struggled to get it without the texture there because it's in my head now. So the fact that he can turn that texture off in order to get like a cleaner, like more stretched sound is very, very impressive. I really like his voice. It's like very unusual though. I notice he's like bent down like this quite a lot. I don't know whether that's a way to get his pharynx into the kind of shape he wants it to be. Like that. Maybe he'll move, but this could be a way of him getting into that space, like physically, in order to make that sound healthily. And, you know, he's doing this night after night after night. So he's going to have found a way to do this in a way that doesn't dry out the folds overly quickly, because that can happen if you're just going, for lack of a better word. That's the sound he's making, but then he's shaping it up here with tone on top of it. So I'm assuming that's just a position that he does in order to make that sound healthily.
The Savior comes from out the skies. He comes into the beast. Who blinded clouds of thunder, blasting bolts of steel. Evil's coming under, let me please.
His clean tone is really, really strong. So it's a head voice sound that you're getting, which is where you might hear people throw falsetto around. They hear a high voice and they say, that's falsetto. Not necessarily the case. Falsetto is where the vocal folds open and go stiff and the air blows through. So it's a hooty sound, and it's not a sound that commands an awful lot of volume. Head voice is connected, so you're getting that full vibratory pattern from the vocal folds, but the vocal folds are just stretching and making that sound higher. That is what he is doing because there's a lot of power behind that sound. It's really, really impressive. I like the way that he kind of brings that tone in, but then sometimes he'll kind of just shout it out almost like a puff or a burst of sound towards the ends of some of these phrases. It's a really interesting offset, and it's very, very, very hard to pinpoint. There's just so much character to this voice. Like, I could be here all day trying to pin down every little element of it. But wow. That like those scoops are really, really well done. They go really intense at certain points, and then you've got this like almost like a shoot. I don't know even if shoot's the right word. It's like a slide. Really, really impressive. It feels I'm losing my mind. It feels very stretched and it feels very slick. It's just a very, very well controlled sound. And it gives a little break to the raspiness, because if you have one thing, as good as it sounds and as great as it sounds, if that's all you do the whole way through, you can kind of overcook that sound, if you like. People are like, okay, I've heard it. So when he's breaking it up with these little moments of straight tone and little scoops and just wee dashes of character here and there that are not super connected to that kind of sound, it just keeps the ear interested. I mean, not that your ear's not going to get interested, because this whole band are just absolutely kicking the ass out of what's going on. They are so good. Anyway. Whoa! Okay, so now we have a different voice here. This is super connected, so the texture is completely gone. The larynx is still really high. There's a kind of sound coming through. That's an epiglottal twang. Your epiglottis sits above your vocal folds. So anytime you swallow, the epiglottis will come over your vocal folds so that whatever you swallow goes down your food chute and not your wind chute. Pipe. But what we can do in vocals is we can pull that epiglottis over, but not completely close over the top. And then you get this little condensed airflow, which makes a super bright, super condensed, punchy sound. It sounds super loud without having to put a crazy amount of effort into it. But that combined with that high larynx, you get this really, really punchy, powerful sound. It's amazing. I take back every single thing I said about the samey kind of thing, because in that little section alone, there was so much going on. I feel like I just got possessed by a legion of demons there. Wow. There is so much that he's doing vocally. So, I don't know. Shut my mouth. That shut me up, Rob. Guitar solo, incredible. One thing I'm noticing is that everything in this song at least seems to be like elevated. They're like bass we don't recognize like super low sounds. We don't want that boomy kind of movement. It's all like wow, like really, really bright. It reminds me kind of like a big cat just going I don't know, it's exciting, right? I've never heard them, so geez a brick. But yeah, all of the guitar sounds are super on that like high plane. The drums sound super bright. Everything's like a bright kind of sound. It's very in your face, and it's just like a flash almost. I'm really, really enjoying this, if you couldn't tell. Do you know another thing is how calm he looks going through that solo? He's just like, he's so zen. There's just this like, just full on chaotic sound around him. Even the solo is chaotic. It goes all over the place, all up and down the guitar. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just it's amazing. Tasty! Oh my goodness. Stick that man and his guitar in a burger bun. I'm going to eat the whole thing. I don't know why I said that. I shouldn't get excited about videos because then I talk really weird. Anyway. Amazing. I mean, mine sounded aspirate through there. There's a pressing sound that he gets out of his voice. It's really, really, really twangy. I feel like it would take ages to fully break his voice down because there is so much going on, and it's like he has cultivated this character out of his voice that is so unique that it's just very, very hard to kind of pin down. But twang, false chords, scoops and head voice, high larynx, all of these elements he tends to just like balance into different kind of quantities at any one time. Super, super complex but amazing. Anyway, let's keep going. There's another sound coming through that now, that kind of sound. It sounds not like what I just did. There's definitely elements of metal screaming in there. It sounded super toneless, right? So a lot of what happens when there's metal screams, so false chord screams or fry screams or any derivative of those, a lot of the time you sacrifice the pitch or the tone for the texture and the sound, and then you create the intensity via like your pharynx shape and your larynx height. You can make it sound higher or lower depending on how you influence where the sound is coming from at the point of larynx height. I hope that makes sense. So there sounded like there was a little bit of that fry scream that came through. It's like the tone just kind of dipped out for a second and then it came straight back in. But again, I would need to listen to him with a microscope. You don't listen with microscopes. Shut up. Okay, so that confirms that he is very, very clearly good at doing metal screams. That was a purely guttural, grumbly kind of. I can't do it. I can't do it clearly, but it's like a false chord. Somewhere down in that kind of area, but that larynx drops. So you notice that everything up to now has had this like high larynx place, or at the very most a mid larynx place, which is kind of like where you would speak. That dropped straight down, so you get that depth of sound and you get that bassy kind of quality, if you like. Incredible. Oh, he's back. Again, this is like another voice. He's got so many voices inside him. That one was a mid-larynx sound, so you're getting more conversational level pitch from him. Not pitch, but like tone, if you like. But then again, he has that clean sound mixed with like little flashes of texture through it. It gives, I don't want to say like a violent sound. That's not what I'm going for, but it gives an intensity and a kind of an animalistic kind of vibe to it. Just incredible. That was like a scream, so you could hear the top end of that. There was like a cry to the end of it. So there's Rob Halford. I can't believe at the beginning of this video I said, oh, you know, if you did that the whole way through. What an idiot I look like right now. Anyway, just there's so many voices inside this man. You could hear a little bit of texture coming through on that like held head note. I don't know whether that's just his folds, like just doing a little bit of a tickle there, or whether he's letting those false chords come in for a second. I just don't know. His vowel shape as well is really, really well done. So pine. It's almost like pine. But what he's doing is he's letting that jaw fully swing open, and that sound becomes more resonant. So if you then add texture onto that resonance, so like pine, you get this really, really big kind of roary kind of sound out of it. Just mind blowing. Back to that twang sound. there was a vibrato on the end of that as well. So that means that he can throw his thyroid cartilage forward and tilt it in order to make that oscillation of sound. He's obviously no slouch when it comes to like the traditional fundamentals of singing, on top of adding in all of these crazy characterized sounds and crazy textures. He is just phenomenal. I don't even know what to say. That somebody get me tickets to Wacken. Somebody get me tickets and take me. I'll come with you. I need a minute. I don't even remember what happened in that last bit, because it was just like all of them went, you want what I do? Take it all. Like both of the guitarists were going absolutely off the chain. Is that even a phrase? That's what they were doing. Drummer went crazy. Rob just threw everything at it. Sublime. So much fun. I'm a fan. I am a Judas Priest fan. Why did I wait this long to hear them? You tell me. I need my mummy. Well, that was an experience. If there's more experiences to be had, let me know down in the comments. We'll go and check them out. But if you like that video, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how are we going to buy this one? Who knows? So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And I don't have a melody in mind, so bye! I think I overfed that. Hold on. Bye! At worked a wee bit better. Bye, love you. Bye. Am I going to have my rock card revoked if I say I've never heard Judas Priest? Did I ever have a rock card to begin with? I don't think I was ever issued one.